Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I, man, here from the Block Runner MetaZone, Rovi, and Mscribe, and today we're going to be talking about some DMT updates. We got Master Chief here.
The special Master Chief cameo?
Yes. This is the first time, dude.
Why'd you bring him along today, dude?
Because this is alpha talk.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
You're feeling mighty manly today, eh?
Yeah, dude. That's why I brought him out. This is the manliest of all men. It's Master Chief.
I'm glad you're feeling alpha today as opposed to all these other days of beta, I guess. It's like
anytime we don't talk about DMT, it's beta days, dude.
Wow. I like that, dude. I like that confidence. I like that vigor.
Consider that all caps. That's my all caps tweet.
Put some testosterone in your morning Wheaties or something, dude.
Exactly, dude.
I feel that.
It was in my drink.
It's tough being in our mid-30s, dude. We got to counteract like entropy with by any means. It's like, let me put this Halo cup. Now I'm like, now I'm naturally producing some testosterone, dude. It's like the fucking cliff fall is diverted. I like that, dude. I like the strategy.
It's working.
It is working. I can, I can hear that sprout of testicular hair as we speak, dude. Sprouting. I like it, dude.
All right. Well, what are we looking at here, dude? We're looking at Mscribe. We're looking at the DMT M Crown. And why are we looking at this, man?
Because we looked at it last time because it's ongoing indefinitely, is it not?
Yes. Let's see. Let's zoom in here. How many? Almost 3,400. So I think the white list is like 4,700 big.
Yeah, man.
So it's like 1,300 left. So
we're kind of trying to ping you guys. You guys who were redacted testors.
Yeah.
You guys there's an added step to actually, get your crowns. And man, these M crowns they're popping, dude. They're featured on the next UNAT drop pretty in like the most awesome fashion. Obviously they've been like whitelist access so up until now, and it's probably going to be like a permanent thing into the future. So
yeah.
These M crowns are pretty dope. And we have hopes and dreams of our own and figuring out ways to incorporate this into our future endeavors, right?
So that's right.
Definitely, if you haven't made that, that leap from testnet to mainnet, I encourage you guys to do that. So it's right there. You just go to the Nats page. It's a live mint. I think the only current live mint at the moment on BlockPad.
Is it? Yeah, I guess so.
The rest of them. So we're gonna talk about that in a second. We had a lot of mints last week.
That's right.
And we're gonna go over that.
First
of all,
look at this.
Shizzy, dude. Shout out to the Ord Revolution. We haven't talked about those guys in a minute.
No, we did. We talked about them the last 2 videos ago or something like that.
Why did we do that?
They asked the questions how's this on chain or whatever?
That's right. So they kind of sparked their community, I guess, sparked a Q&A sesh. A cross-channel Q&A sesh. Pretty weird how that manifested. But it's people were like, WTF, mate? None of this is on chain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we had to do a little bit, or you had to do a little bit of
you have some explaining to do.
Yeah, a little bit of an explainer bomb, right?
Yeah.
Well, so find that in one of our videos is how DMT actually works. If you're still skeptical,
right?
We're actually just bullshitting everybody somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Will explains it, breaks it down step by step how these actual scripts are rendering content on chain fully, right? So
yeah, so it looks like Shizzy acquires some DMT Natcats
and frog
and Natfrogs.
Cool, dude. You did this, dude. Shout out to Will. Everybody clap. This is claps for Will and his.
Thank you, TJ.
Dang it, dude. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I don't get to use these buttons often.
It's true.
We need to update some of those sounds, dude. Those are stock sounds.
Oh, update with what, dude?
I don't know. Some real sounds.
Like a fucking beatbox?
At least that.
Well, I mean, I think we got enough to do. But
yeah, right.
To come up with sound effects. But maybe you're right. We definitely need Come On and Jam.
Yeah, there you go.
The Crypto Slam.
Yeah.
Every time we do an Ordinals takeover.
That's right.
Go to cryptoslam.com.
Not sponsored.
Not at all. But okay, so good job, dude. You obviously did a magnificent job explaining the inner workings of DMT to the point where now Shizzy and Yagobi, they're on the team, right?
Yeah.
So that's cool. It's cool to see.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Speaking of teams.
All right, we're looking at the NAT's page.
Yes.
Yeah, man, Billy's back, dude. We got, Nat Nerds is coming up. We got Ninjas. We got NatBats.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about some of these.
Hold on, let me just...
What are you doing?
Increase the...
Enhancing?
Enhancing.
Good enhance.
NatBat, we got NatFlyers. We just interviewed the NatFrogs guy.
NatFrogs team, which is a great interview. I don't know when that's going to be posted. Probably like next week or something. Yeah, next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
look at this. Free Ross Albright.
Very nice. Nat Snow. I don't know what DMT art is, but Doggo to Moon, we all know what that is.
Oh, DJ and Polly, of course.
Yes, but we're highlighting the mints of last week, which were the Natimated Wizards,
right?
The NatDogoos and the Tikabit. So yeah,
Tikabit. Yeah.
3 concurrent mints happened last week. It was pretty cool. We were really.
Yeah, if you don't know what a Tikabit is, you better learn up. This is really cool.
Yeah, they're on Magic Eden now. They're ticking away, 1 bit at a time. It's pretty cool. Yeah, these are all uniquely generated faces of block time, right?
Yeah.
I think they're cool. Whenever I see them laid out like this, I see it. I see the vision. I cannot wait to display this face in the metaverse one way or another. This is pretty cool.
I want to put it on my watch, dude.
Exactly. I mean, I might as well. Maybe we could put it on our wall or something. You think it's possible?
Oh yeah.
How?
So you just get a little display,
or maybe like on one of these shelves or something. Yeah, we'll figure that out just to incorporate a little bit of block time, Bitcoin block time in our studio.
Wasn't it Beeple that had like a little display thing and you could put like an NFT in there?
Like an LED display or LCD, I mean?
Yeah, LCD, yeah.
Yeah, for his little, like the little Pikachu thing that I bought?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
you could do that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, a little UNAT display. You can bring your UNATs home with you.
Coming soon on our store. Coming soon.
On our merch store?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, moving on. Natimated Wizards.
So some of you...
I saw somebody like get in there, get like a gold ring or something.
Dude, hold on. That little motherfucker was moving.
Oh, there he is.
I mean, if you didn't understand why they were called Natimated, now you do. They're so you see the one with the staff over there?
Yeah.
God damn it. It's like, there he goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they move, dude. Things are happening. These are living UNATs. Even on Magic Eden, dude. Pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So what else we got here? Oh, we just finished interviewing MDV, BTC Substance.
That will come out this Saturday.
Yeah.
I think that's like a must watch.
Yeah, man. If you really want to break down as to like how this stuff works.
It's true.
And how much effort is put into some of these DMT mints. Like, this is a crazy amount of effort.
Yeah, it's almost like I was comprehending in real time as he was discussing and kind of like explaining the technicals. It seemed like this was a man who just had like an infinite knowledge of like programming.
Yeah.
Well, he is a software engineer, I think, by trade.
Right.
Like an artist by night, like a whole Batman theme going on.
Lucky.
Yeah. Will is
I'm a hater of devs.
He's a dev in his like deep sleep, in his dream of dreams. He's out there cranking code, The symphony is being played.
In my dreams only.
I know.
So, sucks.
Hey, man, just pray for AI to solve this problem.
It's true.
But nonetheless, dude, so this was really cool. So this is going to mint on Monday. So the mint details are here in this tweet.
Yeah, we got phase 1. Look at those M crown holders.
Yeah, we're talking about M crowns and how cool they are.
Yeah, phase 2, the Royals, Nat Frogs,
oscillations holders, and I think he said OTO is also added to that list, which is like another generative artist and such. But yeah, phase 3, and there's a typo there. It's supposed to say July 3rd, not July 2nd.
That's right.
It's public, open, right? So. Pretty cool. So 4,000 mints.
The coolest part about this is that you won't even know what you're getting until you mint it, right? So the art is already on chain, but part of the code is it uses the inscription ID in order to generate this asset.
So the inscription ID is assigned upon mint.
Right, correct.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just that. He has a whole part of that interview. He walks through the Git book and there's all the different complexities, all the different on-chain data components that he's pulling from to render this. And again, like some of the other things that are generated in real time upon mint, it's crazy. It's the scope of
so that means
detail is insane.
That means not even he doesn't know how often a trade is going to occur.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's cool.
It is cool. Yeah, it's a whole new method, I guess, of like doing this. Definitely first we've seen.
Yeah.
Right. So it eliminates some of those like pre-mint sniping scenarios, right, where people figure it out.
Yeah, look at that, dude.
And they just come snipe like the grails before everybody else. But yeah, this is cool. So this is the demo. This is it. You're literally minting 3D space here.
Look at that. So I just clicked on it, and it's like the electricity's.
Click somewhere else.
Watch. So,
now you unclicked it.
Right. Now I click it here, but then I'm rotating it, and that's where I clicked on it.
Yeah. So it's like it's interactive, it's responsive, it's semi-conscious. You could even say potentially.
Not only that, it's using the latest block to render some of this stuff too.
Jesus Christ! So it's like persistently like aware of what's happening on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Which is kind of terrifying when you think about it. So
or awesome.
Terrifyingly awesome. Yeah. Hit that randomize button a few times just so we can kind of. Here we go. Another vessel. Boom.
There we are. So let's zoom out. Look at the
particle effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a trait right there, by the way.
Yeah, everything you're seeing here. The skin, I think the texture of the hand itself, I think, is dynamic.
Yeah.
Obviously the vessels themselves, the whole surrounding environment, all this stuff, right? So there's a lot of factors of originality per mint. And yeah, so definitely encourage you guys.
Oh, look at that.
Dude.
I recognize something.
What?
Look at that.
Oh, the M Crown?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, dude. The M Crown is like really leveling up, dude. We never thought like it would be part of
other people's mints.
Yeah, definitely not. I guess when you put a 3D asset out there like that,
yeah,
it's kind of like lends itself for use, right?
Yeah. Everything on chain is open source, guys, by the way. So
yeah,
you can pretty much leverage anything on there.
So let's look at that hand. Is that like a diamond hand or something? It's something.
Yeah,
some
it's
kind
like
of hand
silver.
Texture.
Yeah, that's cool.
Titanium, platinum, whatever. All right, so yeah, that's coming up on Monday. So excited for that mint to go down. Definitely wait for the Saturday drop for the podcast. We went deep into like the realm of art, the metaverse, DMT, all that stuff.
So just speaking about earlier, we interviewed one of the NatFrogs, and they're coming out with NatFlyers. Two of them, yeah.
The two guys.
It was Chris and Stan.
Yeah. So they have an interesting tale. Like I'm sure most of you guys are aware of it, especially if you own a NatFrog. It's like it was a community takeover initiative essentially, because the NatFrog's ticker, I think, was minted during like the phase of DMT's growth, where just everything was going crazy after NatCat's success.
Yeah.
So everyone was just like minting Nat animal variants.
Yeah.
But this particular minter of this ticker didn't really have any intention to deliver anything of substance. So these guys were like, dude, we love frogs. We cannot let that ticker go to waste. So they reached out to that deployer, seized ownership of that mint inscription or deploy inscription.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have full rights to basically do whatever they want to it. So they reinscribed the entire script of the NatFrogs.
Yeah.
And the NatFrogs, I mean, they're fucking chilling out there on Magic Eden. They're doing well.
Right.
And I love them. So now there's like a new project here with these NatFlyers.
Yeah, so this is cool because if you mint one of these, you get a chance, or you get the opportunity to purchase a real shoe.
Mm. Yeah, somewhere in here is like a.
Let me show you a picture. Here
it is.
So this is what you minted, and this is what you can get.
Yeah,
that's freaking cool.
Yeah, so they kind of explained in that interview, some of the logistics behind this, because you would assume it'd be very difficult to deliver unique shoes for however many customers. Typically not like the mass like manufacturing process we're used to, right?
Right.
It's like you come up with something, you just make 1 million copies of it.
Yeah.
You sell them and you make some money.
Yeah.
That's traditionally how industry works.
Yeah.
But apparently not. There's like a whole new way to do things, right?
Yeah, it's like a BRC 420. It's like just copies.
Right. Real life BRC 420s. That's what
real manufacturing is.
That's what it looks like. But yeah, this is really cool. So this is a new market vector we could check off the list, right? The Phygitals space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did it, dude.
Well, we didn't do shit. But we're going to support it as much as we can, right? Because we want this market sector to grow. Like, we don't want these to be the only like real world products that Bitcoin ever produces.
Yeah, for sure.
It'd be fucking cool if it's just like a whole line of different things. Like, why not?
Dude, what if we sold like unique shirts?
I was thinking about the exact same thing.
As like we do like a 10K mint, and we get like 10K unique shirts.
Yeah.
And then we just like send them to everybody.
Yeah. So somebody please do that. But what we need to work on is like the actual, like inner workings of the framework for like redemption and such on chain. So we know which of these digital assets have had the physical redemption.
Yeah, it's just a child inscription. It's easy, dude.
Yeah, easy.
Slam dunk.
Easy, they say. All right.
Bitmap Emporium, they're coming out with NatBats.
Now, this is huge.
Yeah, so
yeah, they've been teasing for a while. Some UNAT is coming, right? So here it is.
Yeah, here's what they look like.
Fucking fat, dude.
Yeah, this is cool. I like the art.
I do too. It's like a mixture of like Cheshire Cat, a little bit of Batman in there.
Yeah.
And of course, it's got the whole Emporium vibes and like the aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
Look at that, dude. Look at that little hat.
Emporium logo. They got the crown.
Shit. Yeah, these are actually really cool.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. They have like a whole citizen like collection now. Every citizen needs its friend. You know, it's a pet counterpart.
For sure.
Little sidekick.
Look at that. It's free. Free 99, dude.
Yeah, it's only on Mscribe, dude.
4032, July 7th.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that. The Bitmap Emporium community is going to raid our BlockPad. That's going to be fucking intense, actually. I think, how many of you guys are out there? Like 4,000 Emporium holders?
Yeah, I think so. I think it is.
Interesting. Hopefully you guys all show up. We love to see that. We love seeing like a BlockPad mint just like start. So first we're all going to be loaded in the lobby, right?
Yeah.
For like, we're going to wait for a few blocks to kind of like count down, and then you don't have to refresh or nothing. Yeah. Like just a giant map of blocks will appear, and it's off to the races. Like find your block, right? Yeah. Yeah, and then that block is, and the data within it is what's going to determine the trait output of your NatBat. Just in case you haven't interacted with Mscribe yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun experience.
Yeah. So looking forward to that.
All right. Oh, DMT free Ross.
Yeah, man.
There we go.
What do you know about this one?
Well, there's going to be a DMT mint at some point, and I think a lot of the proceeds are going to go towards getting this guy out.
Ross Ulbright, dude.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like to see DMT leveraged for like philanthropic initiatives, right?
Yeah.
Real world shit, like things that actually need to be, addressed.
Yeah.
That's cool. I consider that another market vertical, dude. DMT has its use for sure.
Yeah, all the proceeds are probably going to go to Trump so that he wins, and then Trump pardons.
Lets him out?
Yeah.
Sheesh. Why not, dude?
It's a slam dunk, dude.
The Winklevi gave Trump like
$2 million in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
1 million each.
What's that like? How many Bitcoin is that? Whatever, dude. It's a drop in the bucket for them.
12.
Yeah, they have like thousands.
Thousands.
Of Bitcoin, right?
Yes.
That's unbelievable. Wow. The Winklevi strike again, dude.
They won. They won the battle, dude.
Yeah.
They beat Zuckerberg. All right, what are we looking at here? Sigil.
Yeah, man.
So DMT is a protocol agnostic framework and currently is supported by the Track project via the TAP protocol. Integrating DMT into Sigil will be explored here.
So we talked about Sigil a couple videos ago, I think, where we kind of broke down like where the state of runes are and how it's progressing into like a programmable stage, which is like music to our ears, which is why DMT exists on TAP, right? Because it is already the programmable layer for Bitcoin assets.
That's day one, dude.
Right. That's yeah. So it's like now there's like an attempt to kind of redo what TAP does, but for runes.
Yeah.
So naturally, people are thinking that means DMT can operate over there too.
100%.
Because it's true. It is a protocol agnostic framework. It's like as long as you can issue like tokens with logic,
yeah,
you can leverage data to create these non-arbitrary tokens.
For sure. For sure.
Hopefully this works out, dude. Hopefully this isn't just a bunch of like, chitter chatter.
Yeah, it's not for sure yet that there will be programmable runes, and if there are, there's like several flavors of it.
Yeah,
and they all have their trade-offs,
which is fine. Then that means the invisible hand has its options, right?
Yeah, as long as the flavors get implemented, then it's up to the invisible hand. If only one flavor gets in, then
it's an easy decision.
Yeah,
we're gonna go grab that stuff. So
yeah,
but this is an obvious direction. We knew this was coming. Runes need to evolve, just like any token protocol needs to evolve and become more robust. We know BRC20s isn't heading in that direction. Again, like we said, TAP is already like there, so developers are coming and building as a result. So yeah, this is cool. Hopefully this comes to fruition and we see DMT elsewhere.
Finally, we got Nat Nerds, dude.
Yeah, man.
So Nat Nerds has history.
Yeah.
So I think the deployer made a mistake in the original NatNerds deployment, and people minted like an incorrect asset.
You mean, yeah, because of the. You don't remember specifically?
I don't remember specifically. No.
Okay, so basically, whatever. So it was an error. Therefore, you couldn't get your UNATs, right?
Yeah. So a new ticker has been deployed, and this is going to be for anyone who minted one of those older assets. And then after some time, this will open up to the public.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're all here, and there's like tons of these.
Tons of variants here.
Yeah, there's like several pages too.
Okay. Well, we're probably going to have to potentially redact those numbers underneath them, right?
No.
No? Doesn't have any implication at all?
No.
All right, cool. That's good then. Good news for Javier, our
Yeah.
editor. He doesn't have to slap black boxes on all of them.
It's like the whole page is redacted, dude.
Pretty much. You just imagine what they look like at that point. But they look, they look cool. I remember seeing these way back when this was first supposed to deploy. I mean, it immediately reminds me of South Park. Obviously.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you could create a whole episode with this, dude.
Or a whole fucking
season,
whatever, dude. Create a whole avatar collection with these guys. They look pretty like geometrically, simple, like rudimentary. So these could easily be, transformed into 3D models and usable somewhere in the metaverse. So
yeah.
All right.
That's it for us, guys. That's if you know anything about DMT and something new happening, let us know in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Peace.